But this is a follow-on releasing, healing, awareness meditation on the subject of powerful listening and how it can be life-changing, or it can be the absolute opposite. So I just want you to make yourself really comfortable. Just feel yourself sitting in the chair and just stop for a moment. It's like I see myself watching a television screen, and I step back and I look into my mind's eye. Often it's blank, dark, grey, whatever. Just look into your mind's eye. Or just become aware. It's a gift. And I'm going to ask your Creator, the wonderful Counselor, Spirit of Life, to give you the gift. It's not earned, it's a gift of awareness now. And I'm going to ask the wonderful Counselor, the gentle Spirit of Love, to make it so safe for you to listen to what only love brings forward, for you to be aware and released and come to a place of peace, which will flow into listening in the world. So as you stand back and become aware, the wonderful Counselor, Spirit of Life, show us a time in our life or anything that you want to show us, bring us into our mind's eye, that person, it might be even ourselves, could be God, it doesn't matter, or a memory, when we weren't listened to. Just the first image, first sense, first word, face that you get in your mind. Look at it. You might even just get a blankness or a darkness. That's, for me, often disassociated memories. It can be as simple as listening to those, into that dark, grey place where part of our memory is often locked away. Listen. I'm going to ask the wonderful Counselor to make it safe for you to listen to the voices within. As you look at that person, that situation, that blankness, I'm going to ask you, wonderful Counselor, to show us what we felt, what we feel like in the blankness, what we feel like when that person doesn't listen to us, or we weren't listened to. And the first word I've got was frustration. So acknowledge the feelings. Listen to yourself. Listen to what's coming up. I actually feel a sense of hatred and anger towards the situation or person. Hatred and anger. Let it come up. Acknowledge it. It's not that you're hateful, but you're just having the feelings of as a result of not being listened to, not heard. Let those feelings of hatred and anger, sometimes they can be righteous anger, come up in the presence of the wonderful Counselor. Let them all bubble up like a swamp being released. And I just got the words cheesed off, really cheesed off. Allow yourself to feel those feelings of being really cheesed off. Wonderful Counselor, with the feelings that we're acknowledging as we listen, show us how to listen to now in those feelings. What are we thinking? Just really totally be present to those feelings. Allow yourself to sink into them. Not so you take them on, but you acknowledge them fully. Wonderful Counselor, what is that aspect of us? Thinking and feeling about our worth, our value, about life. The the first thought that comes. Acknowledge it, accept it, listen to it, no longer deny it, listen to it. I just keep hearing this voice of hatred. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Acknowledge, if you're getting that voice in your head, acknowledge that voice. It's an aspect of you or an aspect of something you've heard. Acknowledge it and allow it to come up. If you're feeling dirty and worthless, powerless, frustrated, resentful beyond resentful, and a feeling of unjustness, just acknowledge what's coming up to you now. And I see somebody holding their head down as though somehow that they've been made to feel by others or themselves that it's their fault. They're responsible. They're guilty. They're shameful. Somehow or through something, that is what they've taken on, the belief. As you believe, so will it be done to you. So acknowledge it, accept it, let it come up. And if you've taken any roles on to protect and guard this, it's exhausting. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge those aspects of us that have survived in life through protecting, guarding, controlling, being a victim. If any of that speaks to you, what I do is I give those aspects of me a hug. I acknowledge them with compassion, not criticism, because it's survival. It's a way of being in this life. Acknowledge those roles, but they're hard, they're heavy, they're not authentic. There's something we've created to survive, but just acknowledge them. If you've wished you were dead, acknowledge it. And if you've hated yourself and judged yourself, acknowledge it. These are the big walls of blocks. Acknowledge it now. And as you acknowledge it, let it go, the hatred, the resentment, the judgment, and the roles with a hug to the one whose hand is holding you. Let it all go into his hand. He knows what to do with it all, with love. Let it all go. Otherwise you won't hear, you won't be able to hear the truth. Stay in the present, not the future or the past, and listen. Wonderful counselor, you who created us for life to the full, you who said your yoke is easy and your burden is light, you who has nothing but unconditional love and compassion, speak into our minds, our memories, our hearts, into these situations. What is it you want us to listen to? What is your truth, your perspective? Listen and don't doubt it. Let the doubt go. It opens another door and stops all this. Listen to the first sense, first image, the sense of belief, whatever you're sensing, even if you're still blocked or you sense nothing's happening, it'll never change. Stay with that. Acknowledge that. That's powerlessness. And it's about deeper listening. And I acknowledge those aspects. Now I'm going to ask all of you to be aware, if there's a shift, if you actually, when you look at that person, that blankness, that whatever it is, do you sense a bit of a shift as a result of listening to yourself under his guidance, under wisdom's guidance? or you may be completely frozen, in which case I ask for the blood of the Lamb, the living waters. In the name of Jesus, I command all trauma, shock, terror and fear, and all that you took on from the moment you were created to today that is not yours, I command in the name of Jesus Christ to be lifted and taken to his cross, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And in this place, I ask for the breath of truth, of light, of love, of grace. Just be still again and listen. Be aware. I have an image of someone taking the hand of Jesus. For others, I don't know who you relate to, but I have a sense of a shift, of sense of safety. Because when you come into the present and you experience the truth, you will feel a safety, a security, a release. You will feel a shift from what you were looking at before. And you can do this meditation over and over and over again. I've noticed that I've had to do lots of meditations daily because I'm living in the world to make sure I don't get locked up again. I don't turn on myself with judgment. Thank you for listening to this meditation, and know that you can always email us or ask us to make an appointment if you're stuck and you'd like some further help. But please, please honour yourself by listening to yourself and sitting. At first I knew nothing to do about feelings and thoughts. Sit and wait long enough, and in my case, everything began to soften. But slowly my life changed and continues to change. And now it's rippling out for my family. I encourage you. Thank you for listening.